Hello everybody, it's Elms, Jolly Elm on Net54, and I've come up with a name for my channel. It's called Elms Adventures in Cardboard Land, so that's pretty cool. And I've even went out and bought some of these weird things to stands for the cards, plastic easels I guess. This is going to be another SGC blind reveal. So in this part I'll yap my head off about the cards for a while, and then I'll edit in the actual blind, completely blind reveal when I get the cards back. This episode, if that's what you want to call it, is going to feature these three guys. This is one of the coolest cards ever. My brothers and I used to call this stuff junk. All the league leaders, checklists, World Series cards, special cards, like boyhood photos, all of that. We call it junk. And it was just the way you name a team, like the Mets, the Yankees. Junk was just a catch-all for all this stuff. However, this is one of the coolest ones of all time. The strangest part about it, though, is these three guys, Clemente, Aaron, and Mays, they led the league in batting. You would think, home runs, RBIs, something like that. I mean, Roberto Clemente had a 317, I believe, average on it over his career. Aaron, I think, was 305, 306. And I always remember this. Willie Mays is 302. He, I believe, was 305 going into his last year with the Mets, and he didn't do so well, so his career average dropped down. But I'm going to do 10 cards. This is going to be part of a bigger submission, but I'm breaking it down into a couple of videos. So we got two of these. This sucker is one of these cards where it just out of nowhere, it suddenly became huge, where these in nice shape were going for a lot of money. I have three of them total, and they're all mid-grade. These are the two best. They're both sort of, they're pushed a little to the left. And, there's a little wear, nothing too bad, nothing too crazy. Hopefully the backs are okay. But just a tremendous card, and I'm going to guess, let's go, to be safe as always, I'm going to say 5s on both of them. I don't want to pull them out, I should, but so let's go 5s. We'll put those there in my easel, nice. So first up, Roberto Clemente, this is a 1961, number 388. I bought this, I got a good deal on it. I was at a show and bought some stuff, and this one, it's a really nice card. It's obviously off-center a little bit, both ways actually, so I'm not sure what SGC does for that. But I noticed this a little while ago. The back, there's definitely a wax or gum stain there. I took some pantyhose to it to see, and the pantyhose catches on it. So you could tell it's, it's there, it's gritty, it's trying to get it off, but I didn't want to push the luck because without the gloss underneath it, it's not going to come off easily. So that, I'm not sure how much that's going to hurt the grade. It might bring it down a little bit, but it's on the back, I'm not sure. It's not blatantly obvious or anything like that. See, you probably can't even see it. I don't know. So, I'm just going to have to guess, again, a 5 on this. I want more on these cards, but I'm trying to be safe. All right, this one, another Clemente, to stay with our theme, is 1962. This one is really, really nice. I have no idea why I never sent this one out before. It's, the tiniest bits of wear and another stern face. I don't know anything about him. I've seen interviews, but I'm wondering, was he not a happy guy, or was he just so serious all the time? I'm not really sure, but it's rare to see him in a smiling picture. Not a detraction. I just something I noticed. But this is nice. I want to get a 7 on this. I think it's 7 worthy. Its centering is beautiful. Maybe that'll give it some sort of bump, whatever number it is. So, but I'm gonna guess a 7, and that's a hopeful 7. But it is a nice card. Man, trying to put these things back in, it's just, whoa. It takes a special kind of dexterity. All right, 69. I have a few of these, and this is a really nicely centered one. It's really nice. Again, it's a nice card. I have 2 others like this, and one has, it looks like claw marks. It scratches right here. So that's going to be paper loss. So I would have loved to send that one in. But I asked for some advice on Net54, and people kind of agreed with what I was saying, that it might screw me. You know, some people are, hey, maybe they won't notice it at SGC, but you know, you have to assume they'll know and detract for it. This one's got to be a 7 at least. These cards at 69, man. I know so many of them are reused pictures, but this is like an autograph hound's dream, the 69 cards. It's a simple layout, and for some reason they just seem shinier than any other year. If you have, you know, his autograph is ridiculously expensive, but other players, it is such a nice card to have an autograph on. I don't know, that's just some weird thing. Oh, this one. Okay. Let me tell you a quick story. The first thing you always do before sending cards in is you Melito them. And the reason I call it Melito is because of this. This is a modern card to me, Melito Perez. But it's a 1993 Topps. So it's already 30 years old, but I consider this a modern card. What you do is you put the card you're sending off in front of this thing, and you see if any of it peeks out. So this is what I did. I had a 1963, I'm getting it, 1963 mid-grade Aaron, which is, it's nice, you know. It looks centered nicely and a little bit of wear here and there. But when I Melitoed it, always put it in front. Some guy was doing it and he had it this way. And I'm like, if this card's the right size, how do you know what the card you're sending in to be graded as? It could be short and you can't see it. What, you feel with your finger? It's ridiculous. Always put the card you're sending in front. So when I do this, punk it down. I don't know if you can see it from there, but there's a tiny bit of Melito popping through. So I was like, fuck. I've had this in a binder for well over 30 years. So I have no idea if it was trimmed some time before I got. I just don't know. But I don't want to waste the $15 or just waste the space that I could use on a different card. So I replaced this one just right now, just today, and with this guy. This is one of the sickest cards to get centered. You can't find this card centered. Look on eBay. Every single one is falling off this side. I call this the Fat Elvis Hank Aaron because he looks like he has a beer belly and just, you know, his legs aren't even leaving the ground. It's just the split second he was captured rounding the bases at Shea, but it just, I don't know. I call it Fat O's. All right. There's a lot of, there's print dots here and there. I think it's Shay. I should have said that. There's some print dots. There's a little groove in the gloss over here. It looks really nice. Like it just came out of the pack this way. Let me see if I can get any kind of glare going, where you can see some of, there's a bubble here and there in the gloss. But it is a really nice card, and when you have one that's centered, you gotta get it graded, because for the centering hounds, this is the only set I care about centering. It's a 1972. I'm a fanatic about it, actually. So I decided to replace the 63 with this one. I don't know if it's a good idea, but the centering is so sweet that I believe this should get whatever grade it gets. It's got to come back with a 0.5. I'm going to guess a 7. I don't know what the bumps, the stuff on the surface is going to do. All right. See, I'm going, I don't know if you remember, I went Clemente, now Aaron, and then on to Mays. This one, this card, another one, is abso-freaking-lutely gorgeous. It is just way off center, obviously. There's a little green here, print, I guess a little too much green, print anomaly, I guess. So this centering sucks. But other than that, look at the corners and everything on this thing. It is beautiful. But what this represents, for anyone who collects cards and albums, if you keep your sets and albums, this is like the poster child for it. Because what you do is, you'd be turning the pages. Common, perfectly centered. Common, perfectly centered. Common, perfectly centered. Aaron, 90-10 off-centered. This is what all your star cards do, at least in my world, in my experience. This one is beautiful. I don't know what the centering is going to do to it. Without the centering, it's an 8. I'm not going to lie, you could say it might be a 9 with the perfect corners and everything. It just, so I'm not sure where this is going to go. I'm going to guess a 6. But who knows? It's all about centering, I guess. Okay. Then we move on to his 59, another beauty. But this is a card that all your old girlfriends would hate, because if they ever took a shower in your apartment and you had mold on the shower walls, they'd be pissed, and they'd go buy you cleaning supplies. But right up here, I don't know if it is mold, but there's 2 black dots. And again, I'm not sure what that will do. This is another card that is just gorgeous. You can't find tiny, tiny, tiny corner issues. Real nice back. And centered beautifully. It's hard to see because the white turns, blends into the yellow, but it's centered nicely. So I'm thinking with this one, again, I think I'll get some kind of 0.5 on it for the centering. Knock on wood. But alright, so what do I guess? I'm gonna go 6.5 on this one. I want it to be more. You always want it more. I mean, of course, duh. This is, yet again, it's off-centered. It's a decent Willie Mays card, 1963 Fleer. There's the usual, it's probably wax, but it might be cookie. Excuse me. I've heard people talk about it with how it has gum stains. No, they didn't sell these with gum. They sold them with cookies. But the only issue on this one, let me see if I get it, is right on his neck. there's like a little spot. It's like right here where, almost where you do a tracheotomy or tracheostomy. So there's a groove there. It doesn't break the surface, nothing like that. But it's something and it's there. So I'm not sure what that's going to do. It could screw me, but hopefully not too much. Again, way off centered, so that kills it. I mean, I don't know what any of these cards that are off centered are going to do. They're going to be a lot lower than I want, which sucks. But I'm going to guess, I have to say a 4. I don't know. And lastly, for this round, it's a 1960 Willie Mays All-Star. Just think about this for a second. It has 60. So kids that year, that summer, it's a whole new decade, a whole new world, starting the 60s. And think about that. That is now almost, well, I'm trying to do the math. It's 63 years ago, almost 64 years ago now. This, this brand new year, 1960. It reminds me of Prince. When Prince was singing, Tonight I'm Gonna Party like it's 1999. It was such a futuristic song. And that song is now 25, a quarter of a century, 25 years in the past. I mean, that is just insane. Oy. But this one, again, it's real nice. I'm going to throw a guess of a 6. It should be around there. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Am I missing one? Or I guess that's it. Maybe I missed one. And I believe that's all she wrote for this. So, wish me luck. And after the intermission, I'll have the blind reveal. All right. See ya. The cards are back from SGC. So how about a quick intermission? What does a box of cards from SGC and watching the Oscars telecast have in common? Anyone? Both of them are packed to the gills with faces encased in plastic. Oh, hey babe, my girlfriend's here.
Elms, do you still love me?
Oh, look at your puppy dog eyes. Baby, you know how I adore baseball cards, right?
Yes.
I love you in the same way I love a Greg Jeffries rookie card. In the beginning, I couldn't wait to get my hands on you. All I wanted to do was take you home and call you mine. But as time goes by, I realize you're just completely and utterly worthless now. Wait, babe. Before you leave, can you close the door, please? Guess I gotta do some damage control. All right, on with the reveal. Welcome back, everybody. Actually, that's kind of stupid. Welcome back. You've gone nowhere. Whereas, since I filmed the first video, almost a month has gone by. SGC got the stuff back pretty quickly, so I'm happy about that. I just sent it at a bad time, so the amount of actual business days stretched out a long while. But, all right, cards are back. I'm using this as... I'm a long-suffering Mets fan, so I'm using this as the curtain, and here we go. But I like to yammer on, so if you've gotten to this point of the video and you're like, this guy won't shut up, just know that there are a lot of blind reveals on YouTube where people are dry as hell and boring. Whereas I'm trying to add a little spice to the gumbo, if you will. So, all right. Now we have, as Bill Shakespeare said, God on our side, doubt not of victory. So it's either that with these grades, or it's going to be by the pricking of my thumbs, something wicked this way comes. Well, to thine own cardboard be true. So whatever happens, I will love my cardboard children, no matter what grade they wear, no matter what number. But enough of Bill Shakespeare. Let's quote Marvin Gaye instead, and let's get it on. A couple of quick things. Early in the video, I remarked that Willie Mays' average was 305 going into 1973, but it was 304 going into 1973 when his career average dropped. I realized, I thought in my mind 305 because that's his card number in the 1973 set. And a second correction, I said I don't know anything about Roberto Clemente, but what I meant by that is I don't know anything about him as a person, like what he was like, with his buddies or his family. Was he fun? Or was he always serious? Obviously, from the baseball angle, I know a ton about him, just like everyone else does. All right, so let's get it on. Here we go. This is that cool junk card with the 3 greats on it from 1966. Let's see how we did. Oof. Oh, crap. Right away, I got screwed. It says authentic altered. What the hell's altered about it? Oh, damn. Come on, SGC. From hell's hot, I stab at thee. Oh, man, that's a terrible way to start. Authentic. I have no idea why. I had no clue there was anything wrong with this. Shit. And there's the second one of that card. And this one got a 5. I believe that's what I guessed, right? Yeah, I said 5 for both. So one was right, the other was wrong. I don't know what that other one is. I call this the preacher pose. He looks like he's looking down, reading a Bible or something. That's what, when I see this shot, it's strange where you can't see his eyes. All right, 5. Well, that one was expected. Okay, the next one is, what is this? This is the Roberto Clemente with the wax or gum on the back. I'm not sure what this is going to do. It has that, and it's off-centered. 5-5, okay. I said a 5, so I'm glad. I think that's an important thing between SGC and PSA. I think SGC looks at cards the way they are. Like if there's gum, a little wax on it, things that are normally occurring from the issuance of cards, that they look at it as a normal person would. Like the way I didn't notice this on the back, that's what it is, because it doesn't affect it. It was there, from the factory, or from the pack, I should say. All right, so that's good. I'm happy with that one. All right, this is the 1962 Clemente. This one, it's such a nice card. I have a lot of hopes in this one, but who knows what's going to happen. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. Oh, I got the 7. That's exactly what I predicted, so that's good. That's really good, because I would have loved even more, or 7-5 because of the centering, but that's just a beautiful card. So, all right, not bad at all. Okay. On to his 1969 card. I was talking about these because they're just so slick and shiny and all that. It's like perfect for like a Sharpie or something for autographs. What did I say on this one? I wanted high on this one too, so let's see what this one does. The other one one I have is way off centered, and the other has the scratch marks here. So this was my last remaining one I could send in. And 7, that's what I guessed also. I really wish it would get a 0.5 just because of the centering. Look at it. It's like, that's a hard card to find centered. All right. The Clemente part is I've done well. All right. Can't complain about that. Now here's my famous Hank Aaron in action, where I talked about him in the Fat Elvis, but there's all sorts of surface stuff. If speaking of Marvin Gaye and Let's Get It On, if you're a Yes fan, they had that crazy album, Tales from Topographic Oceans, or Topographical Oceans, I forget. And, you know, just showing the excess of progressive rock back in the day. They're singing about that. And then you have Elton John singing Crocodile Rock and Marvin Gaye saying, Let's Get It On. I don't know. That's just something that came to mind. The reason I bring it up is because the topography, I guess what baseball cards would be topsography, is the surface stuff. You just never know what it's going to do. These little dimples and things in the glass. I should have looked at this better. It's way off center back here. All right, let's see what we got. Oh, it only got a 6. Oh, yeah, the surface things. You could probably, I got my camera phone working, so it's much better with the high definition. There's print dots, little fish eyes and things, and there's little things in the glass. Again, it came that way. There's, you know, nothing caused it. I'm very unhappy with a 6, but it's a centered card. It looks great. So, all right. Here's the one from my binder, the 64. That is an absolutely gorgeous card, just completely, utterly off-centered. And I guess the grade based, it was just a guess, because who the hell knows with something that's almost falling off the side of the card. Other than that, the little print anomaly with the green, it's beautiful. So let's see what we got. 6, I believe that's what I said. Let me check my notes here. Yeah, 6, because it is clearly, maybe with, you know, with the high def camera now, you can see it is just an absolutely gorgeous card. So the only problem, air quotes, is the centering. But that's the way it came, so you can't do anything about that. All right, 6. All right, so I've done pretty well so far with the grades. This is the one with, it's a couple black spots. I should have said it's not ink, it's nothing like that. It's just, it's naturally occurring. But is it mold? I don't know what the hell it is. But let's jump in and see how well I did on this one. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, 5. Well, I got the 0.5 on this one for the centering, I guess. What did I guess on this one? Oh, I said 6.5, so I was off by 1. It's again a beautiful card. Maybe it's a little dull. I don't know. 5.5. You can't change it. That's what it is. I mean, you could change it if you keep sending them back in for more fees, but all right. Okay. Where are we now? Oh, this is the Fleer one. This, I was saying it didn't break the surface like on his neck, the tracheostomy. Everyone calls it tracheotomy, but if you follow the JFK assassination with Dr. Cyril Wecht, a famous proponent of the conspiracy, he calls it a tracheostomy, and that's the only time I've ever heard that. So in my head, I say tracheostomy now, but there's a groove on his neck. I mean, it breaks the glass surface, So when I said it didn't break the surface, I maybe I'm wrong with that. But let's see what happened. 6. All right. So I'm glad because it's right here. It's a slice there. When I said it didn't break the surface, I mean, of the picture itself. So I think, again, like with the wax on the or gum on the Clemente from 61, this is another one where it looked naturally occurring. So I think SGC does a much better job at just taking things for what they're worth. If it wasn't caused by a kid or someone doing something, then you shouldn't lose points for it. You shouldn't get detracted. I kept saying the word detract in the first part of this video. I don't think I've ever used that word before, and I used it twice. All right, sick. This is good. This is it's in the hole. So that's good. That's great. And the final one, I was talking about Prince when how his song "Let's Party Like I'm Gonna Party Like It's 1999." And I mentioned how it's 2024, so it's a quarter of a century in the past now. I meant the year he was talking about. The song obviously is from the 80s, so that's a lot older. But I meant the year he was talking about is a quarter of a century in the past, which just freaks me out. I'm getting way, way too old. So this is from 1960, so it's 64 years ago with the big 60 on it. And it's a real nice card. Let's see if let's dive right in. 7. All right, so I did well on that one. Honestly, to me it is a 7, if not more. I believe let me see, checking my notes. Yeah, I guess a 6. I think I was being safe on that. Most of my guesses were safe grades, but the ones that I thought were shoo-ins, like the Aaron in action, the shoo-ins stayed in the shoe box, even though it's spelled a different way. All right, this is good. I'm happy with it. I'm happy with the mazes by far. That they did well. They each did a grade better than what I thought, or 2 grade. This one was 2 grades better. All right, so that's the end of this one. I believe I'm gonna title this the Clemente Aaron Mays Junk-et, because of the first 2 cards are what my brothers and I used to call junk cards. Hit me up, Jolly Elm on Net54, or my baseball card email, whatwouldElm at AOL.com. I'm sure I'm supposed to say something now like throw me a like or subscribe, but I don't even know what that means. But all right, I think besides the authentic card, I did pretty well with these. All right, that's it. Elm's out.